Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now imagine yourself drifting into that mysterious realm we visit every single night. Welcome to a journey through the extraordinary world of dreams. Tonight, as you lay down to sleep, something remarkable will happen. Within just 90 minutes of closing your eyes, you'll enter your first dream of the night. This is the rhythm your brain follows naturally, a cycle that repeats itself 4 to 6 times until morning comes. Each cycle brings you back to that vivid, surreal landscape where anything becomes possible. But here's something fascinating: you won't remember most of these journeys. In fact, within just 5 minutes of waking, half of your dream will have already vanished from your memory, like morning mist dissolving in sunlight. Give it 10 minutes, and 90% of what you experienced will be gone entirely. It's as though dreams are written in invisible ink, beautiful and vivid in the moment, but never meant to last beyond the boundaries of sleep. And yet, everyone dreams. Every single person. Even those who insist they never dream are simply forgetting the moment they wake. The dreams are there, playing out in vibrant scenes and strange narratives. They just slip away before consciousness can catch them. What exactly happens during these mysterious hours? Your brain, far from resting, becomes extraordinarily active during your dreams. In fact, during what scientists call REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, your brain buzzes with activity that rivals your waking hours. Behind your closed eyelids, your eyes dart back and forth rapidly, as though watching the very scenes unfolding in your mind. It's during these REM periods that your most vivid, story-like dreams emerge, the ones filled with impossible physics and emotional intensity. But there's a safety mechanism at work while you dream. Nature, in its wisdom, has protected you from acting out these nocturnal adventures. During REM sleep, your voluntary muscles become temporarily paralyzed, a gentle imprisonment that keeps your dreaming body still while your dreaming mind runs wild. Imagine the chaos otherwise: people fighting invisible enemies, running from unseen threats, or reaching for objects that exist only in their imagination. This paralysis is your body's way of keeping you safe, ensuring you remain peacefully in bed while your consciousness explores impossible worlds. Sometimes, though, this protective mechanism reveals itself at the wrong moment. Have you ever woken suddenly to find yourself unable to move, unable to speak, aware but trapped? This unsettling experience is called sleep paralysis, and it occurs when your mind wakes before your body does. For a few seconds or even minutes, that REM paralysis lingers, leaving you conscious but frozen. Ancient cultures had their own explanations for this phenomenon: demons sitting on chests, witches casting spells. But the truth is simpler: your body is simply taking an extra moment to catch up with your waking mind. The content of our dreams is equally fascinating. Studies have found that negative emotions appear far more frequently in our dreams than positive ones. Anxiety, fear, sadness, these feelings color our dream landscapes more often than joy or contentment. Perhaps this is the mind's way of processing the challenges we face, working through our worries in the safe space of sleep, where consequences exist only until we open our eyes. And here's something particularly intriguing: external sounds and sensations can weave themselves into your dreams. That alarm clock becomes a ringing telephone in your dream. The sound of rain transforms into a waterfall or ocean waves. Your sleeping mind is remarkably creative, constantly incorporating the real world into its fictional narratives, blurring the boundary between what's actually happening and what you're imagining. As we journey deeper into the world of dreams, we'll discover even more remarkable truths about these nightly adventures. For now, simply remember, every night, whether you recall it or not, you're traveling to a place where the impossible becomes real, where time moves differently, and where your mind reveals secrets even you didn't know you were keeping. Now let's venture into something truly extraordinary about the dreaming experience. While you dream, time itself seems to bend and stretch in impossible ways. You might feel as though you've spent hours wandering through a dream landscape, living through entire adventures, complex conversations, and elaborate scenarios. Yet when you wake and check the clock, you discover that only minutes have passed. This strange distortion of time is one of the dream world's most curious qualities. Your sleeping mind compresses experiences, speeds through events, and creates the sensation of duration that doesn't match the ticking of the real-world clock beside your bed. And speaking of that real world, have you ever wondered what happens to your senses while you dream? Here's something remarkable. Most people dream primarily in visual images. We see our dreams. They unfold before us like movies, filled with colors, faces, and landscapes. But there's an interesting exception to this rule. People who were born blind, who have never seen the visual world, experience dreams rich with sound, touch, smell, and emotion. Their dreams are no less vivid, no less real, they're simply constructed from the senses they know. It's a beautiful reminder that dreams adapt to our individual experience of reality, painting their stories with whatever palette we possess. The colors in your dreams, if you do see them, carry their own fascinating story. Most people dream in full, vibrant color, painting their nocturnal adventures in the complete spectrum of human vision. However, a small percentage of people, roughly 12%, dream entirely in black and white, experiencing their dreams like old films. Interestingly, this phenomenon is more common among older generations who grew up watching black and white television, suggesting that the media we consume might actually influence the visual quality of our dreams. The mind, it seems, borrows from what we see when we're awake to create what we see when we're asleep. But dreams are more than just random images strung together. They often tell stories, however strange and disjointed those stories might be. And within these stories, we encounter faces. Lots of faces. Here's something that might surprise you. Every single person you see in your dreams is someone you've encountered in waking life. Your brain cannot invent a completely new face from nothing. That stranger walking past you in a dream, that mysterious figure at the edge of your vision, there's someone you've seen before, even if only in passing. Maybe it was someone in a crowded store, a face on a train, a person in the background of a photograph. Your mind has filed away thousands upon thousands of faces throughout your life, and dreams draw from this vast library, casting these half-remembered people in new roles in your nightly narratives. Time to talk about one of the most puzzling aspects of dreaming, nightmares. We've all had them, those dreams that leave us gasping awake, hearts pounding, relief flooding through us as we realize it wasn't real. Nightmares are surprisingly common. Most adults experience at least one nightmare per month, while children tend to have them even more frequently. But what purpose could these distressing dreams possibly serve? Researchers believe nightmares might actually be the mind's way of rehearsing responses to threats. In the safe environment of sleep, where no real danger exists, we practice facing our fears, confronting dangers, and working through anxiety. It's like a fire drill for the psyche, uncomfortable, but potentially useful. There's a specific type of nightmare that deserves special mention, the recurring dream. These are the dreams that come back again and again, playing out the same scenario or theme with slight variations each time. Perhaps you're repeatedly back in school taking a test you haven't studied for, or you're being chased by something you can never quite see, or you're trying to call for help but no sound comes from your mouth. Recurring dreams often reflect unresolved stress, anxiety, or emotional concerns in your waking life. They're your subconscious mind's way of saying, "Pay attention, there's something here that needs to be addressed." Once the underlying issue is resolved, these persistent dreams often fade away, their message finally delivered and understood. Now here's a remarkable ability that some people develop: the power to become aware they're dreaming while still inside the dream itself. This phenomenon is called lucid dreaming, and it's like waking up without actually waking up. In a lucid dream, you suddenly realize, this is a dream. I'm dreaming right now. And with that realization comes an extraordinary freedom. Some lucid dreamers can control what happens next, choosing to fly, to visit impossible places, to do things that gravity and physics would never allow in the waking world. About half of all people will experience at least one lucid dream in their lifetime, while some dedicated practitioners learn techniques to induce lucid dreams regularly, transforming their nights into conscious adventures. The science behind why we dream at all remains one of the great mysteries of human consciousness. Despite decades of research, we still don't have a definitive answer to that simple question: why do we dream? But we do have compelling theories. One prominent idea suggests that dreams serve as a kind of overnight therapy session, helping us process emotions and experiences from our waking hours. Another theory proposes that dreams help consolidate memories, sorting through the day's information, deciding what to keep and what to discard, strengthening important neural connections while we sleep. Perhaps dreams serve multiple purposes simultaneously: emotional processing, memory consolidation, threat simulation, and creative problem solving, all woven together in those strange nightly narratives. As we continue this journey through the landscape of dreams, we're beginning to see a picture emerge. Dreams are not merely random noise generated by a sleeping brain. They're complex, purposeful experiences that connect deeply to who we are, what we fear, what we remember, and how we make sense of the world. Every night, as you drift into sleep, you're not simply resting. You're embarking on an adventure that's uniquely yours, one that's been shaped by every face you've ever seen, every emotion you've ever felt, and every challenge you've ever faced. Facts covered: minutes 10 to 20, 8 total 10. Time feels distorted in dreams, hours can pass in minutes, 11. Most people dream primarily in visual images, 12. People born blind dream with other senses: sound, touch, smell, emotion, 13. 12% of people dream in black and white, 14. Every face in dreams belongs to someone you've seen in real life, 15. Most adults experience at least one nightmare per month, 16. Recurring dreams often reflect unresolved stress or concern, 17. About 50% of people will experience at least one lucid dream in their lifetime. Let's explore another curious aspect of the dreaming mind: the way it handles reading and time-telling. Have you ever tried to read something in a dream? A book, a sign, a text message? If you have, you might have noticed something strange. The words don't quite stay still. They shift and change when you look away and look back. The same goes for clocks and watches. In dreams, it's nearly impossible to read text clearly or to tell the time with any consistency. This happens because the parts of your brain responsible for processing written language and tracking time simply aren't as active during dreaming. Your creative, emotional centers are running the show, while your logical, analytical functions are taking a back seat. This is why seasoned lucid dreamers often use reading or checking a clock as a reality check. If the words or numbers keep changing, you know you're in a dream. Now, while you're deep in the midst of a dream, your body temperature is doing something unusual. During REM sleep, your body's temperature regulation essentially shuts down. You lose the ability to shiver when cold or sweat when warm. Your body temperature begins to drift toward the temperature of your surrounding environment, like a chameleon taking on the color of its background. This is why the temperature of your bedroom can have such a profound effect on the quality of your dreams. If your room is too hot or too cold, it can trigger more frequent awakenings or even influence the content of your dreams themselves, as your sleeping mind tries to make sense of the physical discomfort your body is experiencing. Here's something that might surprise you about the most common dream scenario of all. The most frequently reported dream theme across cultures and throughout history is being chased. Whether it's a person, an animal, or some nameless threat that never quite reveals itself, the sensation of being pursued appears in dreams worldwide. This universal experience likely connects to our ancient survival instincts, our primal fear of predators and danger. In the safe space of sleep, we confront this fundamental human anxiety, running through impossible landscapes, our legs sometimes refusing to move as fast as we need them to, the pursuer always just a few steps behind. Speaking of movement, let's talk about falling. That sudden sensation of dropping, of the ground disappearing beneath you, of plummeting through empty space, it's one of the most visceral experiences in dreams. And just when you're about to hit the ground, you jolt awake. There's an old myth that says if you hit the ground in a falling dream, you'll die in real life. But this is nothing more than a legend, impossible to verify precisely because those who hit the ground in their dreams simply wake up, very much alive. These falling sensations often occur during the transition from wakefulness to sleep and are called hypnic jerks. They happen when your muscles suddenly relax as you're falling asleep, and your brain, monitoring your body's state, misinterprets this relaxation as actual falling, creating a dream scenario to match the physical sensation. Animals dream too. This is a fact that fills the imagination with wonderful possibilities. Studies of sleeping animals, particularly mammals, show clear evidence of REM sleep and the accompanying brain activity patterns associated with dreaming. Watch a sleeping dog and you might see its legs twitching as though running, hear small whimpers or barks, see its eyes moving beneath closed lids. Cats, rats, elephants, and even birds all show signs of dreaming. What do they dream about? We can only speculate, but research suggests they likely dream about activities from their daily lives: a cat stalking prey, a dog running through a field, a bird in flight. Dreams, it seems, are not a uniquely human experience but something we share with much of the animal kingdom. The relationship between dreams and creativity has fascinated artists, musicians, and inventors throughout history. Some of humanity's greatest breakthroughs and most celebrated works of art have originated in dreams. Paul McCartney heard the melody for Yesterday in a dream and rushed to a piano to play it before it faded. The periodic table of elements came to chemist Dmitri Mendeleev in a dream. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was born from a nightmare. The structure of the benzene molecule, the concept for Google's search algorithm, the sewing machine, all of these emerged from the dreaming mind. When we sleep, our brain makes unusual connections, links disparate ideas in ways our waking, logical mind might never consider. Dreams give us access to a more fluid, creative form of thinking, one that can solve problems our conscious mind finds impossible. But not all dreams wait until we're fully asleep. There's a peculiar state that exists in the twilight between waking and sleeping called hypnagogia. During this brief transition, you might experience vivid hallucinations, seeing patterns, hearing voices, feeling sensations that aren't real. These aren't quite dreams in the traditional sense, but they're not waking experiences either. They exist in that liminal space where consciousness is dissolving into sleep. Some people see geometric patterns or kaleidoscopic colors. Others hear their name being called or experience the sensation of floating. Thomas Edison famously used this state for creative thinking, holding ball bearings in his hands as he dozed in a chair. When he fell deeper into sleep and his hands relaxed, the ball bearings would drop and wake him, allowing him to capture the creative insights that arose in that in-between state. Our dreams also have a remarkable relationship with smell, or rather, the lack of it. Here's an intriguing fact: people rarely experience smell in their dreams. Think back to your own dreams. Can you remember ever actually smelling something? Most people can't. Research suggests that fewer than 1% of dream reports mention any olfactory experiences. We see in our dreams, we hear, we feel emotions and physical sensations, but we rarely smell. Scientists aren't entirely sure why this is, but it might relate to the fact that the olfactory system is processed differently in the brain than other senses. While you're dreaming, the parts of your brain responsible for processing smell are significantly less active, leaving this particular sense largely absent from your nocturnal adventures. As we reach this point in our journey, we're beginning to understand that dreams are far more than random firings of neurons. They're a window into the working of the human mind, a nightly laboratory where creativity flourishes, problems are solved, emotions are processed, and memories are sorted. They connect us to our evolutionary past, to the animal kingdom, and to each other through shared experiences that transcend culture and time. Every dream is both utterly personal and strangely universal, a private screening of a movie that somehow belongs to all of humanity. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of dreams, let's consider something that affects millions of people: the impact of certain substances on our dreaming lives. If you've ever quit smoking or stopped taking certain medications, you might have noticed your dreams becoming unusually vivid and intense. This phenomenon is so common it has a name: REM rebound. Here's what happens. Substances like nicotine, alcohol, and certain antidepressants actually suppress REM sleep when you use them regularly. Your brain still needs that REM sleep, but it's being chemically blocked. When you stop using these substances, your brain essentially goes into REM overdrive, making up for lost time. The dreams that follow can be incredibly vivid, emotional, and memorable, sometimes wonderfully so, sometimes distressingly so. It's your brain catching up on all the dreaming it's been prevented from doing. Gender also plays an interesting role in the landscape of dreams. Men and women tend to dream somewhat differently, and these differences reveal themselves in subtle but consistent patterns. Men are more likely to dream about other men. Roughly 70% of the characters in men's dreams are male. They also tend to have more aggressive dreams, more physical confrontations, more scenarios involving competition and conflict. Women, on the other hand, dream about men and women in roughly equal proportions. Their dreams tend to involve more communication, more emotional interactions, and more indoor settings. These patterns aren't absolute. Of course, every dreamer is unique, but they suggest that even in sleep, the social experiences and concerns of our waking lives continue to shape the stories our minds tell. Now let's talk about a phenomenon that might sound like science fiction but is grounded in solid research: the ability to communicate with a lucid dreamer while they're dreaming. In recent groundbreaking studies, scientists have actually managed to ask questions to people who are in the middle of a lucid dream and receive answers. The dreamer responds using prearranged eye movements, moving their eyes in specific patterns that researchers can detect. The dreamer might even solve simple math problems while asleep, answering through these eye signals. It's a form of two-way communication between the waking world and the dream world, a bridge across the boundary of consciousness that we once thought was completely impermeable. Here's something that affects many people but often goes unrecognized: the connection between pregnancy and dreams. Pregnant women frequently report having more vivid, more emotional, and more memorable dreams than at any other time in their lives. These dreams are often filled with anxiety about the baby, elaborate scenarios about giving birth, or symbolic representations of the changes happening in their lives and bodies. This intensification of dreams likely results from a combination of factors: hormonal changes, more frequent awakenings during the night, and the profound psychological transformation of preparing to become a parent. The sleeping mind processes this monumental life change through increasingly vivid nocturnal narratives. Sleep position might seem like a trivial detail, but it can actually influence the content of your dreams. People who sleep on their stomachs report having more dreams with sexual content, more dreams about being confined or unable to breathe, and more intense or even erotic dreams overall. Those who sleep on their right side tend to have more nightmares than those who sleep on their left. Back sleepers are more prone to sleep paralysis and nightmares. While scientists aren't entirely certain why sleep position affects dreams this way, it likely relates to how different positions affect your breathing, your circulation, and the subtle physical sensations your sleeping brain interprets and weaves into the fabric of your dreams. The concept of dream interpretation has fascinated humanity for thousands of years, and one of the most influential figures in this field was Sigmund Freud. In the early 20th century, Freud proposed that dreams were the royal road to the unconscious, a window into our hidden desires, repressed wishes, and unresolved conflicts. He believed that every dream had both manifest content, what actually happens in the dream, and latent content, the hidden symbolic meaning beneath the surface. While modern neuroscience has moved beyond many of Freud's specific theories, his fundamental insight that dreams have meaning and can reveal something about our inner lives remains influential. We still analyze our dreams, still search for patterns and significance, still wonder what our sleeping minds are trying to tell us. Here's a startling statistic that speaks to the universality of the dream experience. By the time you reach the age of 70, you will have spent approximately 6 years of your life dreaming. 6 entire years spent in that alternate reality, living through scenarios that never happened, experiencing emotions triggered by events that never occurred, meeting people in circumstances that never existed. When you think about it this way, dreams aren't just a minor side effect of sleep, they're a significant portion of human experience. Those 6 years of dreams have shaped your mind, processed your memories, rehearsed your responses, and possibly even solved problems your waking mind couldn't crack. Finally, let's explore a protective feature that some people develop after experiencing trauma. Individuals with post-traumatic stress disorder often experience recurring nightmares that replay their traumatic experiences. But interestingly, some trauma survivors develop more frequent lucid dreams. Researchers believe this might be a natural coping mechanism, the mind's way of taking control in the dream space, transforming nightmares into something more manageable. By becoming aware they're dreaming, trauma survivors can sometimes change the narrative, face the source of their fear with the knowledge that it's not real, or even wake themselves up before the nightmare becomes too intense. It's as though the psyche develops its own internal emergency exit, a way to protect itself from being repeatedly traumatized by its own dreams. The more we learn about dreams, the more we realize how deeply they're woven into the fabric of human existence. They're not separate from our waking lives but intimately connected to them, reflecting our experiences, processing our emotions, revealing our fears, and sometimes offering solutions to our problems. Every night when you close your eyes, you're not leaving the world behind. You're entering a different kind of world, one that exists only for you, one that's been shaped by everything you are and everything you've experienced. Let's venture into the realm of the truly unusual, the phenomenon of precognitive dreams, or dreams that seem to predict the future. Throughout history, people have reported dreaming about events before they happened. Abraham Lincoln famously dreamed of his own assassination. Many survivors of the Titanic reported having premonitory dreams about the disaster. But here's what science tells us. These experiences are most likely the result of coincidence combined with selective memory. We dream about so many different scenarios every night, thousands of dreams over the course of our lives, that occasionally, purely by chance, a dream will seem to match a future event. We remember the hits and forget the misses. Our minds are also incredibly skilled at finding patterns and connections, sometimes seeing predictions where none truly exist. Still, the experience of a seemingly prophetic dream can be profound and unsettling, a reminder of how mysterious the relationship between our sleeping and waking minds can be. Now let's explore something more concrete, the relationship between dreams and learning. Studies have shown that dreaming about a task you're trying to learn can actually improve your performance. In one fascinating experiment, People who played the video game Tetris before sleep reported seeing falling Tetris blocks in their dreams. Those who dreamed about the game showed greater improvement in their playing ability than those who didn't dream about it. This suggests that dreams aren't just random, they're actively involved in memory consolidation and skill development. When you dream about something you're learning, your brain is essentially practicing, reinforcing the neural pathways that encode that skill or information. So if you're studying for a test or learning a new skill, don't be surprised if it shows up in your dreams. Your sleeping brain is doing homework. Here's a fact that might change how you think about your dream recall. Keeping a dream journal can dramatically increase how many dreams you remember. The simple act of writing down your dreams immediately upon waking trains your brain to hold onto those fleeting memories. People who regularly record their dreams can remember multiple dreams per night, while those who don't might struggle to recall even fragments. It's as though you're teaching your mind that dreams are important, worth preserving, and gradually your brain gets better at the task of moving dream memories from that fragile, temporary storage into something more lasting. The key is to write immediately. Even waiting a few minutes can cause the dream to dissolve like sugar in water. Let's talk about a surprising influence on your dreams: what you eat before bed. Foods high in vitamin B6, found in things like bananas, chickpeas, and fortified cereals, have been associated with more vivid and memorable dreams. The reason lies in how B6 affects neurotransmitters in the brain, particularly those involved in dream production and memory. Meanwhile, eating heavy, spicy, or fatty foods close to bedtime can increase the likelihood of nightmares, not because the foods themselves are scary, but because they can disrupt your sleep, cause discomfort, and lead to more fragmented sleep patterns. Your digestive system, working overtime to process that late-night meal, can create physical sensations that your dreaming mind interprets as stress or danger, weaving these uncomfortable feelings into the narrative of your dreams. Blind people who lost their sight after birth continue to see visual images in their dreams, drawing from the visual memories they accumulated before losing their vision. The mind holds onto these images, sometimes for decades, continuing to paint dreams and pictures even when waking life no longer contains sight. However, those who have been blind for many years report that their visual dreams gradually become less frequent over time, as though the library of images slowly fades. Eventually, their dreams may become more like those of people born blind, rich with sound, sensation, and emotion, but no longer containing visual elements. It's a poignant reminder that our dreams are built from our memories, and as those memories age and fade, so too does the content of our dreams. Here's something that affects almost everyone but often goes unnoticed. The dreams you have in the final hour or two before waking tend to be longer, more complex, and more story-like than dreams earlier in the night. As the night progresses, your REM periods get longer. The first REM period might last only 10 minutes, but by morning, you might be in REM sleep for up to an hour. These extended dream periods allow for more elaborate narratives, more character development, more plot twists and turns. This is why the dreams you remember most clearly are often the ones happening right before you wake. Not only are they the most recent, but they're also the longest and most detailed dreams of the entire night. Let's explore a curious condition that affects a small percentage of the population: sleep eating. Some people, while in a sleep state that's neither fully asleep nor fully awake, will get up and eat food with no memory of doing so. They might wake up to find evidence of their nocturnal snacking: crumbs in the bed, empty containers in the kitchen, a mysterious feeling of fullness. This typically occurs during non-REM sleep, during those deeper stages when the brain is less active and less likely to form memories. It's related to sleepwalking and represents a state where the body is moving and acting while the conscious mind is offline. People have been known to prepare elaborate meals, eat bizarre combinations of food, or even consume things that aren't food at all without any awareness or memory of their actions. Finally, let's consider the healing power of dreams in a literal sense. There's evidence that dreams might play a role in physical healing and immune function. During REM sleep, your body increases the production of certain proteins that are essential for tissue repair and growth. People who are deprived of REM sleep show slower wound healing and weakened immune responses. Some researchers believe that the vivid, emotionally intense nature of dreams might be connected to this healing process, that the emotional and psychological processing happening in dreams is somehow linked to the physical restoration happening in the body. Your dreams might be doing more than just organizing your thoughts and memories. They might be helping your body heal itself, knitting together not just experiences but actual tissue, restoring not just your mind but your physical form. As we pass the midpoint of our journey through these dream facts, a picture is emerging of just how essential dreams are to human life. They're not a luxury or an evolutionary accident. They're deeply woven into the fabric of who we are, affecting our learning, our memory, our emotional health, our creativity, and even our physical healing. Every night, whether you remember it or not, you're engaging in this essential process, this strange and beautiful journey into a world that exists nowhere but in your own mind. There's a curious phenomenon that happens to many people during times of intense focus or stress. They begin to dream in the language of their preoccupation. Students studying a foreign language intensively often report that they start dreaming in that new language. Computer programmers working long hours sometimes dream in code, seeing lines of programming language scrolling through their sleep. Chess players dream of moving pieces across boards. Surgeons dream of performing procedures. This phenomenon reveals something profound about how dreams work. They're not separate from our waking lives but deeply intertwined with them. Whatever occupies your waking thoughts, whatever skills you're developing, whatever challenges you're facing, all of it seeps into the dream world. Your mind continues working on these problems, practicing these skills, even while you sleep. Let's explore the dreams of children, which differ in fascinating ways from adult dreams. Young children, particularly those under the age of 7 or 8, tend to have simpler, more static dreams. Their dreams often lack the complex narratives and active participation that characterize adult dreams. A young child might dream of simply watching animals or seeing family members, but not necessarily interacting with them or moving through elaborate scenarios. As children develop and their cognitive abilities mature, their dreams become more sophisticated, more interactive, more story-like. By the time they reach adolescence, their dreams have become as complex as those of adults. This progression mirrors the development of their waking cognitive abilities. Dreams, it seems, grow up alongside the dreamer. Here's something that might surprise you about the consistency of dreaming across your lifetime. The percentage of your sleep time spent in REM sleep remains relatively stable throughout adulthood. However, babies spend an astonishing 50% of their sleep time in REM, compared to the 20 to 25% that adults experience. This massive amount of REM sleep in infancy is thought to be crucial for brain development. All that neural activity, all that intense brain stimulation happening during REM sleep, helps build the connections and pathways that will shape the child's growing mind. In a sense, babies are dreaming themselves into consciousness, using sleep to literally construct their brains. Now let's venture into the strange territory of false awakenings. Imagine this: you wake up, get out of bed, perhaps brush your teeth or make breakfast, go about your morning routine, and then you actually wake up, only to realize that first awakening was itself a dream. This experience, called a false awakening, can be deeply disorienting. Some people experience multiple false awakenings in succession, waking up several times within the dream before finally waking up for real. It's like a nest of Russian dolls, each awakening contained within another dream. False awakenings often occur during periods of stress or when your sleep schedule is disrupted. They reveal just how convincing dreams can be, how seamlessly they can mimic the texture and detail of waking life. The temperature of your brain changes during different sleep stages, and this has a direct effect on your dreams. During REM sleep, certain parts of your brain actually become warmer than they are during waking hours. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for logical thinking and decision-making, cools down slightly, while the emotional centers of the brain heat up with activity. This shift in brain temperature and activity explains why dreams often feel so emotionally intense but logically absurd. Your emotional brain is running hot, creating feelings and reactions, while your logical brain has taken a step back, no longer questioning why you can suddenly fly or why your childhood home has rooms that never existed. The balance of power in your brain has shifted, and with it, the rules of reality. Here's a fact that speaks to the social nature of dreaming. We often dream about the people we interact with most frequently in our waking lives. Your family members, close friends, colleagues, these are the characters most likely to appear in your dreams. But the relationship isn't always straightforward. Sometimes people we haven't thought about in years suddenly appear in our dreams, often triggered by some subtle reminder during the day that we weren't consciously aware of. You might smell a particular perfume that unconsciously reminds you of an old friend, and that night, that friend appears in your dream. Dreams pull from a vast database of memories, some recent and obvious, others buried so deep you'd forgotten they were there. Let's talk about a particularly vivid type of dream that can feel more real than reality itself, the epic dream. Most dreams last only a few minutes, even though they might feel longer. But occasionally, perhaps once or twice a year for most people, you'll experience what researchers call an epic dream, a dream that feels like it lasts for hours or even days, with intricate plots, detailed environments, and emotional arcs that rival any novel or film. These dreams are often so vivid and memorable that people can recall them in detail years or even decades later. They tend to occur during extended REM periods in the early morning hours, when your brain has the time and the neurological resources to construct these elaborate narratives. Epic dreams often occur during times of significant life transition, moving to a new place, ending or beginning a relationship, facing major decisions. They're your mind's way of working through complex emotions and changes, giving itself the space and time to process what's happening in your life. Finally, let's explore the phenomenon of shared dreaming, or the belief that two people can enter the same dream space together. While this makes for compelling fiction and has been a feature of mythology and spirituality across cultures, there's no scientific evidence that true shared dreaming is possible. However, there is something real and fascinating happening when people report shared dreams. Sometimes, two people who are very close, partners who have been together for years, twins, parent and child, will have remarkably similar dreams on the same night. They might dream about similar settings, similar events, or similar emotional experiences. This likely happens because they share so many waking experiences, concerns, and conversations. They've talked about similar things before bed, worried about similar problems, been exposed to similar stimuli throughout the day. Their minds, working independently through the night, sometimes arrive at similar dream narratives. It's not telepathy or mystical connection, it's the natural result of two lives deeply intertwined, two minds processing a shared reality. We've now crossed the halfway point in our journey through the world of dreams. With each fact, we're building a deeper understanding of these nightly experiences, how they connect to our development, our relationships, our emotions, and the very structure of our brains. Dreams are beginning to reveal themselves not as random chaos but as an essential, organized, meaningful part of being human. Let's explore one of the most counterintuitive facts about dreams. People who are deaf communicate in their dreams just as they do in waking life. Those who use sign language will see themselves and others signing in their dreams. The visual spatial nature of sign language translates seamlessly into the dream world, where communication flows through gestures and facial expressions rather than spoken words. For deaf individuals who were born deaf or became deaf early in life, their dreams are often completely silent, no background noise, no ambient sound, just the visual richness of signed conversation and the world around them. It's a beautiful reminder that dreams adapt perfectly to however we experience the world, constructing themselves from whatever sensory information we use to navigate our waking lives. Now let's consider something that happens to almost everyone but is rarely discussed: the sensation of being touched in a dream. These tactile dreams can feel remarkably real: a hand on your shoulder, the texture of fabric, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, even pain. Your brain is incredibly skilled at generating these sensations entirely from memory and imagination, without any actual physical stimulus. Sometimes these sensations are so convincing that they blur the line between dreaming and waking. You might dream of someone shaking you awake, feel it completely, only to realize upon actual waking that you were alone the entire time. This ability to create physical sensation from nothing is one of the most impressive feats your dreaming brain performs. Here's a fascinating connection between dreams and mental health. People with depression often experience different dream patterns than those without depression. They tend to enter REM sleep more quickly after falling asleep, sometimes within 45 minutes instead of the typical 90. Their REM sleep is also more intense, with more rapid eye movements and more vivid dreams. However, despite dreaming more intensely, people with depression often report that their dreams are less positive, more negative in emotional tone, and sometimes more distressing. It's as though the depression that affects their waking hours follows them into sleep, coloring their dream world with the same shadows. Understanding these patterns has helped researchers and clinicians better understand both depression and the function of dreams in emotional regulation. Let's talk about a phenomenon that affects shift workers, frequent travelers, and anyone who has struggled with jet lag: how disrupted sleep schedules affect dreaming. When your circadian rhythm is thrown off, when you're sleeping at unusual times or your sleep is fragmented, your REM sleep suffers. You might get less of it, or it might be distributed oddly throughout your sleep period. This disruption doesn't just make you tired, it affects your ability to process emotions and consolidate memories. People with chronically disrupted sleep schedules often report more difficulty regulating their emotions, more trouble learning new information, and sometimes more vivid or disturbing dreams when they do finally get extended sleep. Your dreams need regularity, a predictable rhythm, to do their work properly. Here's something that might change how you think about nightmares. They're actually more common in people with higher intelligence and more creative minds. Studies have found correlations between creativity, imagination, and the frequency of nightmares. This makes a certain kind of sense: the same vivid imagination that allows someone to create art, solve problems in innovative ways, or envision possibilities others can't see, also has the capacity to generate more elaborate and frightening dream scenarios. A creative mind doesn't stop being creative just because it's asleep. It continues to generate, to imagine, to construct narratives, and sometimes those narratives take a dark turn. So if you experience frequent nightmares, it might be a sign that your imaginative capacities are working overtime, even in sleep. Now let's explore something called dream incubation, an ancient practice that's receiving renewed attention from modern researchers. Dream incubation is the practice of intentionally trying to dream about a specific topic or question. Before sleep, you focus your thoughts on what you want to dream about, perhaps visualizing it, writing it down, or repeating it to yourself. Ancient cultures used this technique to seek guidance or solutions to problems. Modern studies have shown that it actually works, to some degree. People who practice dream incubation are more likely to dream about their chosen topic, and sometimes they wake with insights or solutions they didn't have before sleep. Your dreaming mind is responsive to suggestion, open to direction, willing to focus on whatever puzzle you present to it before closing your eyes. Here's a curious fact about the content of dreams across different cultures. While the emotions and basic themes of dreams are universal, the specific content varies dramatically based on culture and environment. Someone living in a bustling city might dream of traffic, elevators, and office buildings. Someone in a rural farming community might dream of fields, weather patterns, and livestock. Culture shapes not just our waking thoughts but our sleeping ones too. Studies have found that people in hunter-gatherer societies have different dream content than people in industrialized nations, that cultural taboos and values show up in dreams, that the collective experiences of a culture ripple through into the individual dream worlds of its members. Your dreams are uniquely yours, yet they're also shaped by everyone around you, by the culture you inhabit, by the world you live in. Finally, let's discuss the relationship between exercise and dreams. People who exercise regularly, particularly those who engage in moderate to vigorous physical activity, tend to sleep more deeply and experience more consolidated REM sleep. This often translates to more vivid and memorable dreams. Interestingly, the timing of exercise matters. Exercising too close to bedtime can actually disrupt sleep and make dreams more fragmented or harder to remember. But when exercise is done earlier in the day, it seems to prime the brain for better quality sleep and, consequently, better quality dreams. Athletes and very physically active people sometimes report dreaming about their sports or activities, their brains continuing to rehearse movements and strategies even in sleep. Your body's physical state doesn't just affect how you sleep, it affects what you dream. As we move into the final stretch of our journey, we're seeing how deeply interconnected dreams are with every aspect of human life: our communication, our mental health, our creativity, our culture, our physical bodies. Dreams are not a separate realm but an extension of who we are, shaped by the same forces that shape our waking lives, yet operating under different rules, revealing different truths. Let's delve into something that sounds like it belongs in a science fiction story but is absolutely real: the phenomenon of exploding head syndrome. Despite its alarming name, this condition is harmless, though it can be quite startling. People with exploding head syndrome experience sudden, loud noises in their head as they're falling asleep or waking up: a bang, a crash, a cymbal clash, sometimes even the sensation of an explosion or a flash of light. There's no pain, no actual sound in the external world, just this intense auditory hallucination at the threshold of sleep. It's thought to occur when parts of the brain that should shut down gradually as you fall asleep instead shut down all at once, creating a kind of neural misfire that the mind interprets as a loud noise. While it can be frightening the first time it happens, it's entirely benign, just another strange quirk of the transitioning brain. Now let's explore the curious world of sleep talking, or somniloquy. Roughly 5% of adults talk in their sleep regularly, though the actual percentage who do it occasionally is much higher. Sleep talking can happen during any stage of sleep, though the content differs depending on when it occurs. During deeper sleep, sleep talking tends to be mumbled, incoherent, or limited to sounds and simple words. But during REM sleep, when you're actively dreaming, sleep talking can be surprisingly clear and conversational, as though you're speaking lines from the dream you're experiencing. People have been known to carry on entire conversations, argue with dream characters, or narrate the events unfolding in their dreams. Interestingly, what you say in your sleep doesn't necessarily reflect your true thoughts or feelings. It's dream content, governed by the strange logic and loose associations of the sleeping mind. Here's something that affects millions but is often misunderstood: the relationship between nightmares and anxiety disorders. People with anxiety disorders experience nightmares far more frequently than the general population. But the relationship goes both ways. Not only does anxiety cause more nightmares, but frequent nightmares can actually worsen anxiety, creating a cycle that's difficult to break. The content of these nightmares often mirrors the specific anxieties the person faces in waking life. Someone with social anxiety might dream repeatedly of humiliation or rejection. Someone with generalized anxiety might have dreams filled with vague but overwhelming threats. Treatment for anxiety disorders often includes addressing nightmares directly, teaching techniques to reduce their frequency or change their content, because healing the dream life can help heal the waking mind. Let's talk about something remarkable: the phenomenon of problem solving in dreams. Throughout history, people have reported solving complex problems during sleep. the chemist August Kekulé discovered the ring structure of benzene after dreaming of a snake biting its own tail. Elias Howe perfected the sewing machine after a dream gave him the crucial insight about where to place the hole in the needle. These aren't just anecdotes. Modern research has confirmed that sleep, and particularly dream-rich REM sleep, genuinely enhances problem-solving abilities. When you're stuck on a problem and you decide to sleep on it, you're not just resting, you're giving your brain permission to approach the problem in a completely different way, making connections your waking mind wouldn't make, exploring solutions outside the constraints of logical, linear thinking. Here's a fact that reveals just how adaptable our dreaming minds are. People who have been paralyzed and can no longer walk in waking life often continue to walk, run, and move freely in their dreams. The dream doesn't necessarily update to reflect the current physical reality. Instead, it draws from the deep well of motor memories, the years of experience the body had before the injury. Over time, some paralyzed individuals report that their dreams gradually shift, that they begin to dream of themselves in wheelchairs or with their current mobility limitations. But many continue to dream of movement long after that movement has become impossible in waking life. It's both beautiful and poignant, the mind preserving a sense of physical freedom that the body can no longer experience. Now let's explore the fascinating phenomenon of dream emotions that don't match the dream content. Have you ever had a dream where objectively terrible things were happening? Perhaps you were in danger, or witnessing something disturbing, but you felt calm, even happy? Or conversely, dreaming of a pleasant scene while feeling inexplicably anxious or sad? This disconnect happens because emotions in dreams are generated independently from the narrative content. The emotional centers of your brain are active in creating feelings based on your current psychological state, your stress levels, your unresolved concerns. Meanwhile, the storytelling parts of your brain are constructing narratives from random memories and associations. Sometimes these two processes align perfectly, creating a dream where the emotion matches the content. But other times they diverge, resulting in these strange experiences where what you feel and what you see don't quite match up. Here's something that affects women throughout their lives. Dreams change across the menstrual cycle. During the first half of the cycle, before ovulation, women tend to have more positive dreams, more dreams with male characters, and sometimes more overtly sexual dreams. After ovulation, particularly in the days before menstruation, dreams tend to become more negative, more emotionally intense, and sometimes more disturbing. These changes correlate with hormonal fluctuations. Estrogen and progesterone don't just affect mood and physical sensations during waking hours, they influence the emotional tone and content of dreams as well. Women who track their dreams alongside their cycles often notice these patterns, seeing their dream life ebb and flow in rhythm with their hormones. Finally, let's consider the dreams of astronauts in space. Multiple astronauts have reported that their dreams change dramatically during space missions. Some report dreaming that they're still on Earth, perhaps a form of homesickness playing out in sleep. Others have vivid dreams of floating and flying, their sleeping minds trying to process the strange experience of weightlessness. Interestingly, some astronauts report that they initially dream of being in normal gravity, but gradually, over the course of a mission, their dreams adapt to zero gravity. Even more fascinating, astronauts who have spent extended time in space sometimes return to Earth and temporarily dream of floating even while back in normal gravity, their brains taking time to readjust to the rules of terrestrial life. It's a powerful demonstration of how dreams reflect our physical environment and how our sleeping minds work to make sense of whatever reality we find ourselves in. We're entering the home stretch now, with just a few more segments to go. Each fact we've explored has revealed another layer of this intricate relationship between our sleeping and waking selves, showing us that dreams are not just random static but a meaningful, adaptive, essential part of the human experience. Let's explore something that many people experience but few understand, the phenomenon of recurring nightmares that suddenly stop. You might have the same frightening dream over and over for months or even years, and then one night, something changes. Perhaps in the dream you finally turn to face whatever is chasing you. Perhaps you find a door that was never there before. Perhaps you simply wake up and the nightmare never returns. Psychologists believe these moments often represent a breakthrough in processing whatever psychological issue the nightmare was reflecting. It's as though your subconscious has been working on a problem, turning it over night after night, and finally arrives at some form of resolution. The nightmare stops not because the dream changed, but because you changed. Whatever was unresolved has found some measure of peace, and your sleeping mind no longer needs to revisit it. Now let's venture into the world of lucid dreaming techniques. While some people naturally experience lucid dreams, others can train themselves to achieve this state through specific practices. One of the most effective methods is called reality testing, regularly checking throughout the day whether you're dreaming or awake. You might look at your hands, try to push your finger through your palm, or read text twice to see if it changes. When this habit becomes ingrained, you'll eventually perform these checks in a dream, realize you're dreaming, and become lucid. Another technique involves waking yourself after about 5 hours of sleep, staying awake for a short period, then going back to sleep while focusing on the intention to become lucid. These methods work because they build a bridge between your conscious intentions and your unconscious dreaming mind, teaching you to carry awareness across the threshold of sleep. Here's a fascinating fact about dream content. Strangers in dreams almost never speak directly to you. When researchers analyzed thousands of dream reports, they found that while strangers frequently appear in dreams, they rarely engage in direct conversation with the dreamer. Instead, they tend to remain in the background, walk past, observe from a distance, or interact with other dream characters but not with you. This might reflect how we process our relationship with the wider social world. We move through crowds of people daily, most of whom remain anonymous and non-interactive. Our dreams recreate this same dynamic, populating our dream world with the human backdrop we experience in waking life, but reserving meaningful interaction for people we actually know. Let's talk about something called the Tetris effect, named after the video game but applying to many repetitive activities. When you spend hours doing a repetitive task, playing a video game, stacking boxes, picking fruit, working on an assembly line, you might find yourself dreaming about it, but in a particular way. These dreams aren't narratives, they're more like visual echoes or afterimages. You see the shapes, the movements, the patterns, playing out automatically in your mind as you fall asleep or dream. This phenomenon is thought to represent a specific stage of memory processing, where your brain is encoding the motor patterns and spatial relationships involved in the repeated activity. It's usually strongest when you're first learning something repetitive, and it fades as the skill becomes fully automatic. Here's something that challenges our understanding of consciousness itself. Some people who are in comas or persistent vegetative states show signs of REM sleep. Their eyes move rapidly beneath closed lids. Their brain activity shows the characteristic patterns of REM, suggesting that some form of dreaming might be occurring. We can't know what, if anything, they're experiencing, but the presence of these REM periods raises profound questions. Is there some form of awareness happening? Are there dreams unfolding in minds that can't report them? It's a mystery that sits at the intersection of neuroscience, consciousness studies, and philosophy, a reminder that dreams might exist in realms of consciousness we don't yet understand. Now let's explore the concept of archetypal dreams, dreams that seem to tap into universal human experiences and symbols. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, proposed that certain dream images and themes appear across cultures and throughout history because they emerge from what he called the collective unconscious, a shared psychological inheritance of all humanity. Common archetypal dreams include falling, being chased, losing teeth, finding new rooms in your house, being unprepared for a test, or flying. While modern neuroscience offers different explanations for why these dreams are so common, the fact remains that certain dream experiences are remarkably universal. People separated by continents and centuries report strikingly similar dreams, suggesting that beneath our individual differences, we share common psychological terrain. Here's a practical fact about dream recall that can change your relationship with your dreams. The position you wake up in affects whether you remember your dreams. If you wake up in the same position you were in during the dream, you're much more likely to remember it. This happens because body position is linked to memory encoding. Your physical state becomes part of the context in which the dream memory is stored. When you maintain that same position upon waking, you preserve more of that context, making the memory more accessible. This is why some people who want to remember their dreams train themselves to stay still upon waking, not moving or changing position until they've mentally reviewed and captured whatever dreams they can recall. Finally, let's discuss a phenomenon that demonstrates just how powerful dreams can be: the experience of grief dreams after losing a loved one. These dreams, where you encounter someone who has died, can be extraordinarily vivid and emotionally powerful. For some people, these dreams bring comfort, offering a sense of continued connection. For others, they're deeply painful, reawakening the loss each time. What's remarkable is how common they are. Studies show that more than half of bereaved people will dream about their deceased loved one, often repeatedly during the first year after the loss. These dreams sometimes follow a pattern, beginning with the deceased appearing sick or distant, and gradually transitioning over months or years to dreams where they appear healthy and at peace. Many psychologists believe these dreams play an important role in the grieving process, allowing us to maintain psychological connection while gradually accepting the reality of loss. As we approach the final segment of our journey, we've traveled deep into the landscape of human dreaming. We've seen how dreams connect to every aspect of our lives: our fears and hopes, our relationships and solitude, our conscious goals and unconscious processes. Dreams are not separate from life but woven through it, informing how we think, feel, remember, and heal. Let's explore something that affects a significant portion of the population: the relationship between medications and dreams. Certain medications can dramatically alter your dream life. Antidepressants, particularly SSRIs, often increase dream vividness and can make dreams more bizarre or emotionally intense. Beta blockers, commonly prescribed for high blood pressure and heart conditions, can trigger nightmares in some people. Melatonin supplements, while helping you fall asleep, often lead to unusually vivid and sometimes strange dreams. Even common antihistamines can affect dream content and intensity. If you've ever started a new medication and suddenly found your dreams becoming more vivid or disturbing, you're experiencing a real pharmacological effect. These medications alter neurotransmitter levels in the brain, and since those same neurotransmitters are involved in dream generation, changing their balance inevitably changes the dreams themselves. Now let's venture into a territory that sounds impossible but is scientifically documented: the ability to learn physical skills through lucid dreaming. When lucid dreamers practice physical activities in their dreams, throwing a basketball, playing piano, performing martial arts movements, they show actual improvement in those skills when they wake up. Brain imaging studies reveal why this works. When you vividly imagine or dream about performing a physical action, many of the same brain regions activate as when you actually perform that action. The motor cortex fires, the cerebellum engages, the neural pathways involved in the movement are rehearsed and strengthened. Your body isn't moving, but your brain doesn't entirely know the difference. Athletes have begun exploring lucid dreaming as a training tool, using their sleep time to practice without the risk of physical injury or fatigue. Here's something that reveals the deep connection between sleep and mental processing: the eye movements during REM sleep aren't random. Research has shown that the direction and pattern of your eye movements during dreams often correspond to where you're looking in the dream itself. If you dream of watching a tennis match, your eyes move back and forth. If you dream of climbing stairs, your eyes tend to move upward. It's as though you're actually watching the dream unfold on some internal screen, and your eyes are tracking the action. This suggests that dreams aren't just abstract neural activity, they're experienced as genuine perception, complete with the same visual scanning and attention we use in waking life. Let's talk about something called dream lag. When researchers give people unusual or emotionally significant experiences, showing them disturbing films, teaching them new video games, or exposing them to novel environments, these experiences don't usually appear in dreams that same night. Instead, they tend to show up in dreams 5 to 7 days later. This delay, known as the dream lag effect, suggests that dreams aren't simply replaying recent experiences. Instead, they're integrating new information with older memories, creating connections and patterns that take time to form. Your dream from last night might be processing something that happened last week, weaving it together with experiences from years ago, finding patterns and meaning that only emerge when memories have had time to settle. Here's a phenomenon that demonstrates how suggestible our dreaming minds can be: dream incorporation of bedtime stories. When researchers read specific types of stories to people as they were falling asleep, stories about particular settings, characters, or themes, those elements showed up in the sleeper's dreams far more often than chance would predict. This works with other stimuli too. Playing certain sounds, exposing people to specific scents, or even having them view particular images right before sleep can all influence dream content. It's as though the dreaming mind is especially receptive to whatever impressions are fresh at the threshold of sleep, incorporating them into the night's narratives. This is why what you do, think about, or consume in the hour before bed can have a disproportionate effect on what you dream about. Now let's explore something that connects dreams to physical health in an unexpected way. People with certain chronic pain conditions report that their pain often decreases or disappears entirely in dreams. Those who live with constant physical pain in their waking hours sometimes experience blessed relief in their dreams, moving freely, feeling comfortable in their dream bodies even when their physical bodies are in distress. This isn't universal. Some people with chronic pain do experience it in dreams, but the frequency with which pain vanishes in dreams suggests that the dreaming brain often doesn't include chronic physical sensations in its simulation of reality. It's as though dreams offer a respite, a temporary escape not just from waking worries but from physical suffering as well. Here's a fact that speaks to how deeply dreams are embedded in human culture. Every known culture throughout history has had beliefs, practices, and stories about dreams. Some cultures view dreams as prophecy, messages from gods or spirits. Others see them as journeys the soul takes while the body sleeps. Some believe dreams connect the living to the dead, or that they reveal hidden truths about the future. Modern Western culture tends towards psychological or neurological explanations, but the impulse to find meaning in dreams is universal and ancient. From Aboriginal Dreamtime to Native American vision quests, from Islamic dream interpretation to ancient Greek dream temples where people slept seeking divine guidance, humanity has always treated dreams as significant, mysterious, and worthy of attention. Our scientific understanding of dreams hasn't diminished this sense of mystery. If anything, learning how dreams work has only deepened our appreciation for how remarkable they truly are. Finally, let's end our journey with a thought about the future of dream research. Scientists are now developing technology that can decode visual imagery from brain activity during sleep. In experiments, researchers have been able to take brain scans of sleeping people and roughly reconstruct what they're dreaming about, identifying whether they're dreaming of faces or landscapes, specific objects or activities. The technology is still crude, producing blurry approximations rather than clear images, but it's advancing rapidly. Some researchers envision a future where we might be able to record dreams, to watch them back upon waking, to share them with others. The prospect raises fascinating questions about privacy, consciousness, and the nature of dreams themselves. Would a recorded dream still be a dream? Would knowing your dreams were being recorded change what you dream about? As technology advances, we may find ourselves able to answer questions about dreams that humans have wondered about for thousands of years. And so we complete our journey through 100 facts about dreams. We've traveled from the basic biology of sleep cycles to the frontiers of consciousness research. We've explored how dreams connect to memory, emotion, creativity, culture, and physical health. We've seen how they comfort the grieving, trouble the anxious, inspire the creative, and puzzle the philosopher. We've learned that everyone dreams, that dreams serve essential functions, and that they're far more than random noise generated by a sleeping brain. Tonight, when you lay your head down and close your eyes, you'll embark on this journey once again. You'll spend roughly 2 hours dreaming, cycling through 4 to 6 periods of REM sleep. You'll forget most of what you experience, but the dreams will have done their work anyway, processing your day, consolidating your memories, regulating your emotions, perhaps even solving problems or offering creative insights. You'll wake in the morning, and within minutes, the dreams will fade like morning mist. But they'll return again tomorrow night, and the night after, and every night for the rest of your life. Dreams are not interruptions to our rest. They are not meaningless static or neurological noise. They are an essential part of being human, as fundamental to our experience as waking consciousness itself. In dreams, we process our past, rehearse our future, and explore impossible worlds. We confront our fears, indulge our wishes, and sometimes catch glimpses of truths we couldn't see while awake. Every night, we all become adventurers, artists, and explorers in the vast, strange, beautiful territory of our own minds. Sweet dreams. Before we conclude our journey, let's explore a few more remarkable dimensions of the dreaming experience that deepen our understanding of this nightly phenomenon. There's a curious condition that affects some people as they age: the gradual fading of dream recall. While everyone's ability to remember dreams varies throughout life, older adults often report remembering fewer dreams than they did in their youth. This isn't because they're dreaming less. Sleep studies confirm that elderly people still experience regular REM sleep and dreaming. Rather, it seems to be a change in how efficiently dreams are transferred from that fragile sleep memory into recallable waking memory. The dreams are still there, still being experienced, but they slip away more quickly upon waking. Interestingly, older adults who maintain practices like dream journaling or who pay attention to their dreams can preserve much better recall, suggesting that the decline isn't inevitable but rather reflects decreased attention to the dream life. Let's talk about something that might surprise you: the role of dreams in relationship bonding. Studies have found that people in romantic relationships frequently dream about their partners, and the nature of these dreams can actually reflect the health of the relationship. Happy couples tend to have more positive dreams about each other, while couples experiencing conflict often have dreams where their partner appears distant, angry, or threatening. Even more fascinating, sharing dreams with your partner, talking about what you dreamed, listening to their dreams, treating these nocturnal experiences as meaningful, has been correlated with greater relationship satisfaction and intimacy. Dreams become another avenue of communication, another way of understanding each other's inner worlds. Here's something that reveals the plasticity of the dreaming mind. People who learn to live without one of their senses often develop enhanced dreaming in their other senses. For instance, individuals who lose their hearing later in life report that over time, their dreams become more visually vivid, with enhanced attention to visual detail, facial expressions, and environmental cues that they've learned to rely on in waking life. Similarly, those who lose vision may develop richer tactile and auditory dreams. The brain, remarkably adaptive, recalibrates its dream production to emphasize whatever sensory channels remain most vital, ensuring that dreams continue to serve their function regardless of sensory limitations. Now let's explore the phenomenon of sleep inertia and its effect on dream memory. Sleep inertia is that groggy, confused state you experience when you first wake up, especially if you're woken abruptly from deep sleep or REM sleep. During this period, which can last anywhere from a few minutes to half an hour, your cognitive abilities are impaired, you're slower to think, make more mistakes, and have difficulty with complex tasks. This state also wreaks havoc on dream recall. If you wake up with significant sleep inertia, especially if an alarm jolts you awake, you're far less likely to remember your dreams. The abrupt transition from dreaming to waking doesn't give your brain the gentle space it needs to transfer dream memories into conscious recall. This is why people who wake naturally, without alarms, and who allow themselves a slow, gradual transition to full wakefulness, tend to remember more of their dreams. Here's a fascinating fact about dreaming and language. Bilingual and multilingual people sometimes switch languages within a single dream, just as they might in waking life. But the patterns of which language appears in dreams often reflect emotional associations rather than simple frequency of use. A person might speak one language at work daily but dream primarily in their childhood language, because that's the language connected to their deepest memories and strongest emotions. Some bilingual individuals report that the language their dream characters speak can indicate how they feel about those people, native language for intimates, second language for more distant relationships. Dreams, it seems, choose language based on emotional truth rather than practical habit. Let's discuss something called dream claustrophobia, not the experience of feeling trapped in a dream, but rather the phenomenon where your dreams begin to feel repetitive and confined. Some people notice that their dreams seem to revisit the same locations repeatedly, the same house that isn't quite their real house, the same school hallways, the same anonymous city streets. These recurring dream settings often remain remarkably consistent over years or even decades. Psychologists believe these may represent a kind of dream architecture that your mind has constructed, a set of default locations that serve as stages for your dream narratives. Some people find comfort in these familiar dream spaces, while others feel confined by them. Interestingly, major life changes, travel to new places, or deliberate efforts to expand your waking experiences can sometimes introduce new locations into your dream repertoire, expanding the geography of your inner world. Here's something that connects dreams to our evolutionary past. Many of the threats we face in nightmares, being chased by predators, falling from heights, drowning, being attacked, correspond to dangers that were very real for our ancestors but are relatively rare in modern life. This has led some evolutionary psychologists to propose that nightmares serve as a kind of threat simulation, allowing our brains to practice responding to dangers that were once life or death matters. The fact that we still dream about saber-toothed tigers and falling from cliffs, even though we're far more likely to be harmed by car accidents or chronic disease, suggests that our dream machinery is still running ancient programming. These ancestral fears persist in our dreams, echoes of challenges our species faced for hundreds of thousands of years. Finally, let's explore the relationship between dreams and daydreams. While we tend to think of these as completely different experiences, one happening during sleep, the other during waking hours, they're actually more similar than you might think. Both involve the brain's default mode network, the same neural circuits that activate when your mind wanders. Both involve constructing imaginary scenarios, both can be emotionally vivid, and both often incorporate elements from memory mixed with imagination. The main difference is the level of consciousness and control. Daydreams happen while you're awake and can be directed, while night dreams happen in a state of reduced consciousness and feel less controllable. But they exist on a spectrum of imaginative mental activity, different points along the same continuum of the wandering mind. Some researchers believe that studying daydreams might help us understand night dreams, and vice versa, because they're both windows into how the brain creates experiential narratives when it's not focused on the immediate external world. As we near the end of our exploration, let's uncover a few final mysteries of the dreaming mind that bring our understanding full circle. There's a remarkable phenomenon that occurs in some people who experience migraines. They can sometimes predict an oncoming migraine through their dreams. In the nights or even weeks before a migraine strikes, these individuals report having dreams with specific characteristics, often involving bright, flashing lights, geometric patterns, distorted perspectives, or a sense of overwhelming sensory intensity. These dream experiences may actually be reflecting the early neurological changes that precede the migraine itself, changes happening in the brain before any waking symptoms appear. The dreaming mind, ever sensitive to the body's internal state, picks up on these subtle shifts and translates them into visual and sensory experiences within the dream. It's a powerful example of how dreams can serve as an early warning system, alerting us to physical changes we're not yet consciously aware of. Let's talk about something that sounds paradoxical: dreamless sleep. Many people report having nights where they didn't dream at all, where they fell asleep and woke up with no memory of any dream experiences whatsoever. But as we now know, everyone dreams every night. What these people are experiencing isn't an absence of dreams but rather a complete absence of dream recall. Certain factors make this more likely: being extremely exhausted, drinking alcohol before bed, certain medications, or simply waking up during non-REM stages of sleep. These dreamless nights can actually feel more restful to some people, perhaps because the lack of dream recall creates a sense of deep, uninterrupted unconsciousness. But make no mistake, the dreams were there. They unfolded in your mind just as they do every night. You simply have no memory of having experienced them. Here's something that reveals the social nature of human consciousness. Children who grow up in multilingual or multicultural households often have more diverse dream characters and settings than children from more homogeneous backgrounds. Exposure to different languages, traditions, and perspectives in waking life seems to create a richer palette for the dreaming mind to draw from. These children's dreams might feature people speaking different languages, celebrating different customs, or navigating between different cultural contexts. It's as though the complexity of their waking world demands a more complex dream world to match, and their sleeping minds rise to meet that challenge. Dreams, once again, reflect the richness of the life being lived. Now let's explore something called the dream rebound effect. When people are prevented from dreaming, either through sleep deprivation or by being woken up every time they enter REM sleep, and then finally allowed to sleep normally, they experience a dramatic increase in REM sleep and dreaming. Their brains essentially play catch-up, spending much more time in REM than usual, sometimes with exceptionally vivid and intense dreams. This rebound effect demonstrates just how essential dreaming is. The brain treats it as a need, something that must be satisfied, and when denied the opportunity to dream, it compensates by dreaming more intensely when given the chance. You cannot simply skip dreaming without consequences. Your brain will find a way to get what it needs. Here's a fascinating cultural observation. The interpretation of common dream symbols varies dramatically across different cultures. In Western cultures, dreaming of snakes often carries negative connotations, danger, betrayal, hidden threats. But in many Eastern and indigenous cultures, snakes in dreams can represent wisdom, transformation, or healing. Similarly, dreaming of water might represent emotions or the unconscious in one culture, but fertility or cleansing in another. Even the significance of dreaming itself varies. Some cultures view dreams as more important and real than waking life, while others dismiss them as meaningless. This cultural variation reminds us that while the biology of dreaming is universal, the meaning we make of our dreams is deeply shaped by the stories, beliefs, and values of the communities we belong to. Let's discuss something that many lucid dreamers discover through practice: the experience of dream within a dream, sometimes called nested dreams or layered dreams. You might become lucid in a dream, explore that dream consciously, then wake up only to discover you're still dreaming. Some people report experiencing multiple layers of this, dreaming that they woke up, then waking up again, creating a disorienting maze of false awakenings. While the movie Inception popularized this concept, it's a genuine experience that some people encounter, especially during periods of disrupted sleep or when practicing lucid dreaming techniques. These nested dreams can be deeply unsettling, making you question whether you've truly woken up or whether you're still dreaming. They blur the boundary between sleeping and waking in a way that can linger even after you're definitely, truly awake. Here's something that connects dreams to the very structure of storytelling. Narrative coherence in dreams increases as we age. Young children's dreams tend to be fragmented, episodic, sometimes just static scenes or brief snippets. But as children develop and their cognitive abilities mature, their dreams become more story-like, with beginnings, middles, and ends, with cause and effect, with character motivations and plot development. By adulthood, most dreams have a narrative structure, even if it's a strange or illogical one. This parallels the development of storytelling ability in waking life. As we learn to construct and understand narratives when we're awake, we bring that same narrative capacity into our dreams. Our dreams, in essence, learn to tell stories because we learn to tell stories. Finally, let's end with something that brings us back to the mystery and wonder we started with. Despite everything we've learned about dreams, all the neuroscience, all the psychology, all the patterns and mechanisms we've identified, we still don't fully understand why dreams feel the way they do. Why do they have that particular texture of experience, that sense of being simultaneously real and unreal? Why do they fade so quickly upon waking, yet occasionally remain vivid for a lifetime? Why do they move us emotionally in ways that sometimes exceed our waking experiences? Science can map the brain activity, identify the stages of sleep, catalog the common themes, but the subjective experience of dreaming, what philosophers call the qualia of dreams, remains deeply mysterious. This isn't a failure of science but rather a reminder that consciousness itself, whether sleeping or waking, contains dimensions that may always exceed our complete understanding. Dreams are both explicable and inexplicable, both ordinary and miraculous, both biological necessity and profound mystery. And with that, we truly reach the end of our journey through these 100 facts about dreams. We've traveled from the mechanics of REM sleep to the frontiers of human consciousness, from the universal to the deeply personal, from the ancient wisdom of cultures to the cutting edge of modern neuroscience. We've learned that dreams are essential, adaptive, meaningful, and strange. That they connect us to our bodies, our memories, our emotions, our creativity, and each other. That they've been with humanity since the beginning and will be with us as long as we continue to sleep. Tonight, and every night hereafter, you'll dream. Those dreams will be uniquely yours, shaped by your experiences, your concerns, your memories, your hopes. They'll fade quickly, most of them forgotten before you've finished breakfast. But they'll have done their work, processing, consolidating, regulating, healing, creating. Your dreams are part of you, as fundamental as your heartbeat, as essential as your breath. In them, you're not just a passive observer but an active participant in the ongoing story of your own consciousness, a story that unfolds in darkness, in silence, in solitude, yet somehow connects you to the universal human experience of sleeping, dreaming, and waking into another day. May your dreams be vivid. May they be meaningful. May they surprise you, comfort you, challenge you, and remind you of the extraordinary complexity and beauty of the human mind. Sweet dreams, dear traveler. Until we meet again in that strange country where anything is possible and nothing is quite as it seems. Here's something that demonstrates the incredible adaptability of the human mind. People who are born without the ability to see color, those with complete color blindness who see the world only in shades of gray, still report experiencing color in their dreams. Not all of them, and not always, but many describe dreams filled with colors they've never actually perceived with their eyes. Where do these colors come from? How does the mind construct an experience it's never had? Researchers believe that these individuals are creating a concept of color based on descriptions they've heard, emotional associations, and the abstract understanding of what color means, even without the sensory experience. Their dreaming minds generate colors from imagination alone, painting experiences that have no basis in their visual reality. It's a testament to the creative power of dreams. They can show us things we've never seen, give us experiences we've never had, and transcend the limitations of our waking senses. Now let's explore something that connects dreams to the future in a very practical way. The phenomenon of dream engineering or dream design. Scientists and researchers are now working on methods to intentionally shape dream content for therapeutic purposes. They're exploring techniques like targeted memory reactivation. They're investigating how virtual reality experiences before sleep might influence dream environments. The goal isn't just curiosity, it's to help people suffering from PTSD, anxiety disorders, or depression by actively reshaping their dream experiences to be less distressing and more healing. Imagine a future where nightmare therapy doesn't just help you cope with bad dreams but actually prevents them from occurring in the first place, or transforms them into something manageable. This isn't science fiction. It's the frontier of sleep research happening right now, suggesting that we might soon have more control over our dreams than ever before in human history. And finally, our 100th fact, the one that perhaps matters most: dreams are fundamentally irreplaceable. You cannot skip them without losing something essential. People who are chronically deprived of REM sleep don't just feel tired. They experience cognitive decline, emotional instability, difficulty learning, weakened immune systems, and even hallucinations while awake. The longest recorded time someone has gone without sleep is 11 days, and by the end, the person was experiencing severe cognitive and perceptual distortions. But even people who sleep but are specifically prevented from entering REM sleep show similar symptoms after just a few days. This tells us something profound. Dreams are not optional. They're not a luxury your brain indulges in when it has spare time. They're a fundamental requirement for human health and functioning, as necessary as food, as essential as water. Your brain needs to dream the way your body needs to breathe. Without dreams, you literally cannot maintain your sanity, your health, or your humanity. This final fact brings us full circle to where we began, to the recognition that dreams are not separate from life but woven into its very fabric. Every night, when you surrender to sleep, you're not leaving yourself behind. You're entering another dimension of your own existence, one where your mind continues its essential work of being human. Processing, healing, creating, remembering, forgetting, preparing, rehearsing, and simply experiencing the strange beauty of consciousness freed from the constraints of waking reality. We've traveled together through 100 facts, 100 windows into the world of dreams. We've learned that dreams are biological and psychological, ancient and modern, universal and deeply personal. They're shaped by evolution and culture, by hormones and emotions, by what we eat and who we love. They're where we face our fears, explore our desires, solve our problems, and sometimes just wander through impossible landscapes that exist nowhere but in our own minds. Every person who has ever lived has dreamed. Every night, across the entire world, billions of people are dreaming right now, each in their own private universe, each experiencing their own unique vision of reality untethered from the physical world. In dreams, we're all artists, all storytellers, all architects of impossible worlds. We're all, in our own way, exploring what it means to be conscious, to be alive, to be human. The next time you dream, remember this journey we've taken together. Remember that your dream, however strange or mundane it might seem, is part of something vast and essential. It's your brain doing what it's been designed to do over millions of years of evolution. It's your mind processing your unique life in its own unique way. It's you, continuing to exist even in sleep, continuing to experience, continuing to be. Dreams remind us that consciousness is stranger and more wonderful than we often appreciate in our daily lives. They show us that reality is more fluid, more creative, more mysterious than it appears when we're awake. They prove that we carry entire worlds inside us, worlds we visit every single night, worlds that disappear with the morning light but will return again when darkness falls. So tonight, when you lay your head upon your pillow and feel yourself drifting towards sleep, know that you're about to embark on a journey. You're about to enter a realm that belongs entirely to you, where the impossible becomes possible, where time moves differently, where you might fly or fall, encounter strangers or old friends, visit places that never existed or relive moments long past. You're about to dream. And in that dreaming, you're doing something profoundly important. You're being human in one of the most essential ways possible. You're allowing your mind to roam free, to make connections, to process emotions, to heal wounds both physical and psychological. You're participating in an experience that connects you to every person who has ever lived and every person who ever will live. Dreams are a gift we give ourselves every night, a journey we take, a story we tell, a world we create and then abandon, only to create anew the following night. They're proof that we're more than just our waking selves, that consciousness has depths and dimensions we've only begun to explore. 100 facts, but really, one truth: dreams matter. They've always mattered. They'll always matter. And tonight, whether you remember them or not, you'll dream again. And that's exactly as it should be. Rest well, dream deeply, and wake gently. The journey continues, every single night, for as long as you live. Good night.